Showtime!
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Rosie and Bill Show. I'm Rosie DeSanctis, here with my co-host and partner in crime, Bill Miller. Tonight, our show is dedicated to you, the viewers, our family, friends, fans, because we decided to just take an evening to take pause through everything that's been going on and just kind of reflect a little bit.
Yeah, and reflect and also look forward as well, because like Rosie just said, it's with all that's going on, and there has been a lot going on. We really just wanted to take this time just between us, if that's okay. And just so everyone knows, this is coming to you uncut, unedited, unfiltered. This is live to tape magic taking place right now, isn't it, partner?
It certainly is. So, Bill, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
We moved into the studio. About 2 months later, we get the news of the pandemic and shut everything down. What went through your head at that point in time?
Truth be told, I picked a great time to leave the corporate world and pursue my lifelong dream. And how long was that lease? I believe those were the first two things that crossed my mind when I heard the news driving home at 8 o'clock that Thursday night, March 19th. But, you know, at 7:08 p.m., I remember it all that well. And you had to be out by Saturday or they would enforce the new guidelines in place. And
oh my God.
all I knew was,
listen,
okay.
Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. We spent more time shopping and painting and fixing things up than the time we actually spent in the studio before everything got shut down.
Oh, and those of you who've been with us from the beginning of the year, you saw some of the videos that we put together. Some of them were quite entertaining as to the work that we did.
I think I have a little PTSD when I pass a Marshall's now.
Marshalls, Ross, Home Goods, Lowe's.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and
the Christmas tree store.
It was like, what do we do now? We can't bring people to the studio. How do we keep this dream alive? How do we keep it going? And then something happened.
Something happened, that's right. From my end, I know I was watching morning television before my favorite Let's Make a Deal game show. And I saw that the show must go on. And I saw that all of the networks had their talk show hosts continuing via Zoom. And so Bill and I had a conversation and it was like, hey, why can't we do that? And from that, this whole other beautiful world opened up.
Yeah. It was a classic example of when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. And this was high test lemonade that ended up being made, if you will. And, you know, just from a high level, I can say that one of the really cool things about these last few months, as difficult as it's been, and God knows it's been difficult in so many ways for so many people, and I don't in any way want to make light of that. And people have had to come up with ways to keep their businesses going if they can, whatever the case may be. We've had to get creative beyond all imaginable things. But one of the beautiful things to come of this for us has been the opportunity to meet and have people on the show that may not have been able to make it to our studio, even if everything was okay. And that to me was just, what's that thing we always say, partner? Everything happens for a reason, right?
Well, I want to add to that give a special shout out to my friends Kevin Sizemore and Gina Lombardi, because honestly, Gina was our first guest, and I think Kevin was our second or third guest, and they were just like, Ro, this is going to be the best thing that ever happened to your show, because we have friends all over the country and friends of friends and people we know that have such great stories to tell. And obviously people in our area as well that we've been inviting to the show. And, but like Bill said, had it not been for Zoom, we wouldn't have been able to have certain people on the show because they're just too far away and they're not going to fly into Westchester, Pennsylvania. So I just want to say thank you to G and Kevin for introducing us to these amazing, amazing people like Dreama and Delnora and, oh my gosh, Burke and the Voices of Classic Soul and Landau. And I mean, there's so many people. And through Delnora now we have an upcoming guest named Jeff Bates, who's a country music singer. And then friends of Bill's, friends of mine, and people now typing in and sending us guests to have on the show. And it's so wonderful, and we appreciate it, because the best thing that has happened for me with this, Bill, in the midst of so much darkness and sadness, has been that we've met these incredible people that feel now like home, that feel like lifelong friends, and just good souls to meet.
To that point, I still remember, and how fun was it to have Bobby Rydell on the show. And when we started out that show and he's holding up the picture of you and him from last summer. And of course I got a little jealous, and luckily he had the picture with me in it too, but it was just fun. It was just, as much as sometimes technology can be frustrating. And let's face it, there are some issues every now and then, even with Zoom, some audio things and some freezing and whatnot. But it felt like with these guests, we were right there with them and they were right there with us, didn't it?
There was certainly an intimacy with doing it this way, even though we're very far apart. And it's really been a great experience. I mean, it's just a testament to, again, we've said this before, necessity is the mother of invention. Okay, how can we navigate through these waters? And I'm so impressed, not just by how we've managed to do it, but just how everyone around the world is adapting and making the best of a really difficult situation. And Bill, speaking of difficult situations, you have another situation coming up. Bill had shoulder surgery last year, and it was a very serious surgery, and it took him quite a long time to rehab. And finally, I think it was April 20th or something like that,
Yeah.
he was able to do his first push-up. And that just, of course, set the ball rolling for his recovery and to strengthen. And Bill, I'll let you take it from here.
Yeah, I had, you're bringing back some memories of when you talked about that. And, we talked about basically the curveball that 2020 and the virus and everything has thrown at us. And unfortunately for me, within the last few weeks, I had a curveball thrown at me. And unfortunately, it wasn't by one of the Phillies' middle relievers, so I wasn't able to hit it. Anyone who's seen the Phillies recently knows exactly what I'm talking about. But here I am about a year or so removed from the surgery, and I've got to go through it again. And hearing that news and having that conversation with Dr. Ramsey with the Rothman Orthopedic Group was really, really difficult. And I know that I've often been called upon by friends and folks I've worked with to, whenever there's a difficult situation, okay, Mr. Positivity, what do we do? What do we do about it? And I guess I had to have a conversation with myself while I was there in the doctor's office. And luckily, I also happen to have the most amazing co-host and partner in crime here, who we put our heads together and tried to think things through. It's another obstacle. And I want to give credit to my son as well, who he said to me, you know what, Pops? I think you should share this comeback to the comeback and do something to show people that no matter what happens, no matter how many times it happens, you can keep coming back because that's how you roll. I said, you know what? I think I just might do that. And if it can help one person who's trying to overcome an obstacle or a difficulty, then it will be worth it. So I will warn you in advance that I will do my best to keep this real, keep this raw, uncut, unedited, just like this episode right now.
It ain't gonna be pretty.
Thank you. You said it better than I could. And I guarantee you what Rosie just said will be visually true in the weeks to come, or truer than it is right now. But I figure from the day of the surgery, August 12th, until I get to that next time that I'm doing that push-up, I'll bring you along with me. I'm going to ask for your help. I'm going to ask for your prayers. And I'm going to show you that no matter what, it can be done. And along the way, partner, we have some incredible guests coming in these next few weeks too. So the show must go on.
Well, we have been shooting shows at a breakneck speed since finding out that Bill has to have surgery. And we've got some really talented and fun and poignant guests coming for you. We've got singers and comedians and actors and documentary filmmakers. So I hope that you'll, stay on this journey with us, because it really does mean a lot to us that people tune in and share your support, share your feedback with us. And it means a lot to our guests as well. And we all have to stay in this together and take care of each other.
That we do. And folks, over these last few months, we've seen every week are the numbers, more people are watching the show, more people are sharing the show, more people are liking the page. Please keep that going, because I can't tell you how many people I come across and they say, man, I wish there was some good news. I wish there was something I could turn on that could make me smile, make me laugh, make me think, something that wasn't just bad news or negative. That's one of the main reasons we did this. So if you help us, we'll help you by continuing to bring this content, including seeing a little more of my ugly mug as I'm going through this recovery process.
Well, I think I speak for everyone, Bill, when we say that we wish you well, and we will send prayers to you through this ordeal, because it will be an ordeal for a little bit. But you will get through it because you're resilient and you're strong, and you're nothing if you're not determined.
I appreciate that. And we've got stuff to do. We've got shows to shoot. We've got guests to interview. And folks, before we go, I want to give you a little bit of a hint as to who's going to be coming on our show real soon. He's one of the greatest players to ever wear the orange and black. And he is their second all-time leading goal scorer. Look it up and you'll know who I'm talking about.
Well, again, we thank you all. And Bill, wishing you all the best. We'll see you on the other side of this.
Yes. And in the meantime, I'll say it as I always do. Make a difference for someone every day.
And make every day a great day.